Okay, so tonight we're going to look at Chenrézig, but it doesn't matter whether you're looking at Chenrézig or you're looking at Tara or you're looking at Guru Rinpoche or the Medicine Buddha or absolutely whatever you want to, whatever practice resonates with you. First of all, what happens when practices resonate with you? What happens when you are just aligned to a practice? A lot of you say, I'm not really, but that's maybe because you haven't opened your minds really to what Vajrayana practice is all about. And it's really important to understand that, because for me, just I'm telling you my own personal experience, I was attracted to practices. And as soon as I was attracted to the practice, then I really wanted to know and learn everything about it and know what I was doing with the practice. And certain practices just resonated through my bones. And there I was doing them with hand movements. I mean, for example, Green Tara just resonated me about 2 days after I entered Buddhism. And then I thought, I've got to learn it absolutely. But it doesn't really matter. The reason I've taken Chenrézig tonight is because we do a shortened version of Chenrézig. So if we do a lot of explanations, then the shortened version's easy to get through, you know, if we've just got a half an hour. But I want to just make some Vajrayana principles. The first time in my life, and I'm doing this off the cuff, I haven't really got anything that I've prepared. I'm just doing from my heart what I feel is important. The first time I ever heard the three aspects, I think it was when I came to the Dzogchen teachings. But when I heard the three aspects of practice and of us, that was when I really hooked into it. So it was your essence, which is spacious, open, full of possibility, your nature, which is what the essence is made of, luminosity, clarity, whatever else, awareness, all of those things, and expression, actual manifestation of the energy. That's the third aspect. Okay, now when you look at those three aspects, the day I heard them, I got so excited. I really got very, very excited about them because I thought, absolutely amazing. That's what we are about. That's what the practice is about. That's what everything in life is about. Because when you go deeper and deeper and deeper into those three things, you begin to realize that those three things are everything in our lives. And in the practice, it's called the samadhi. That's your mindset, the samadhi of suchness. Whenever you hear the word the samadhi of suchness, it's the essence, it's emptiness, it's full of possibility, it's wide open. That's what the samadhi of suchness is. It's your essence. And then the essence expresses itself, and that samadhi in the practice is called the samadhi of illumination. So the samadhi of illumination is, because the nature of the essence is luminous, aware, clarity, whatever else, what awareness, it expresses itself in a luminous way. So in the practice, it's called the samadhi of illumination. The samadhi of illumination, that's the second samadhi. Then we have the third samadhi in the practice, which I said was the expression. In the practice of it, it's called the samadhi of the seed syllable. The samadhi of the seed syllable. And what does it mean? The seed syllable of the deity is the actual expression out of the seed syllable. And when Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche teaches it, he goes, eh, rum, lum, come, bum, whatever it is. I'm not doing it in the right order, but that is the seed syllable appears. And the deity the palace and all the different things around the palace. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting because it all comes out of the particular seed syllable of that particular deity. So those three samadhis, the samadhi of suchness, which is the essence, which is emptiness, open, spaciousness, it's really your Buddha nature. And then the samadhi of illumination, which is the beautiful, pure expression of the samadhi of suchness, the pure expression, because the samadhi of suchness is emptiness. That means full of creation. It's not just dead emptiness, Helenet. It's not dead emptiness. It's full of expression. It's full of luminosity. It's full of color. It's full of rainbow. It's full of everything. It's got to express itself. And then the third one, the samadhi of the seed syllable. So those are your three essential points. And if you get them properly, you will then start linking them to the three kayas, which are who you really are. You could call it enlightened body, enlightened speech, enlightened mind, or you could call it Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. Okay, the Dharmakaya is our complete essence, the essence of the deity. Then he expresses it, the deity expresses itself in the Sambhogakaya level, luminous, full of rainbows, beautiful, beautiful thing. And the third one, when it manifests, is of the samadhi of the seed silver, is the Nirmanakaya that comes into being so that we can understand it. Now, when you do the practice, I'm not giving you fancy teaching, I'm giving you my heart, what I feel, how I get to the practice, okay? So you can read up and you can study and you'll probably get a lot more than I'm giving. But I just want to tonight say that what happens is when you do the practice of the deity, people say, I don't know what a deity is. I can't relate to the deities. I've never worshipped idols. I've never done all these things. There's no such a thing as the outside deity. The deity is the quality inside of you. Okay, so when you are practicing, when you are really practicing, you are taking your temporary identity and you are leaving your temporary identity behind, and you are taking on the identity of one of your spiritual things. That's why you have, like some people are just sold on Chenrézig from the day, like Kathy. I remember, Kathy, you were sold on Chenrézig from day one. Why? Because probably in your life, you were always a friendly, smiley thing, but you had to develop real compassion. Okay, that's what you had to develop. That's why you were related to Chenrézig. You know, I was related to Tara because I needed to do action. I needed to be speedy. I needed to be feminine. I needed to have action accomplishment. So that's why in the beginning, I started with Tara. And Tara slowly took me to Guru Rinpoche and his mandala. So when you go into the practice, you are stepping outside of yourself. You are taking your temporary identity. So James Lowe said, you must enter the theater of Tantra, the theater of Vajrayana. Must be a very exciting thing. And how do you enter it? Well, you have to do taking refuge and bodhicitta, having that beautiful motivation and everything. And then you start entering the practice. But before you do, and we always in a hurry, you should get this up. This is what Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche teaches all the time. You should get the samadhi of suchness. So before you do anything, you should be sitting and be in a beautiful state. It's different to shamatha. It's actually a state where you understand you are in your essence. You are the Dharmakaya. You are about to create a luminous adventure. And now, when you are in that samadhi, he says, never separate the samadhi of such a samadhi of illumination. He says they equal, because as the deity comes into practice, the deity is the same as the essence. Even if the deity is on that level or that level or that level, it doesn't make any difference. It all comes out of the essence. So when you understand that, it's such an exciting adventure. You know, James Lowe all the time calls it the theater. You're going to the theater. I love that. He says, Tantra is the theater. I'm leaving behind this temporary identity of Melanie, and I'm taking on the identity of Chenrézig tonight. And then whatever you need from me, I am compassion. I can give it. And when he tells you how to do it, I don't have time tonight, but when he goes, yum, lum, come, rum, bum, I can't remember all the things. But as you do that, you are creating, because you are in the samadhi of suchness, and you are creating. You are the creator. So it's very, very, very beautiful. And then how you do from the seed syllable is you start with the seed syllable and you move into the mantra. Now, the mantra is extremely important, because the mantra is where you are taking the speech, the energy, into the whole vibration of the deity. So I've always told you, when Lama Yeshe was walking down, when we were walking down at Cape Mountain Retreat, and they said, don't go past there, they're dangerous animals. And I said, we're not supposed to walk here. Lama Yeshe, why are you walking here? He says, don't worry. And then the dogs come, these grilling dogs who bit a lot of people when we were at Cape Mountain Retreat. And I just saw it in his face. I watched him. With his hand, he went, Om Mani Padme Hum. And that dog, with his growling teeth, sat down like a little angel. I saw it with my own eyes. Now, if you don't believe in the mantra, it doesn't work. But these mantras, when I was leaving my shrine room in my last house and coming here, I said to Lama Yeshe, how do I collect all the energy? He said, give Guru Rinpoche's mantra. You do that all the time. Just give the mantra, it'll collect all the energy. So that's what I did. These mantras are so exciting. And I heard once a Tibetan teacher teaching on the mantra. He said, you in the West, you can't even understand. You go, Om Mani Padme Hum, hail jewel in the lotus. That's nothing. It's really an energy. Remember that speech and energy go together. And so when you do the mantra, you are doing it. What Tulku Urgent teaches, but there's no time now because I want to do a little bit of the practice. He teaches approach, where you approach all the beings, close approach, where you start the mantra and then it goes accomplishment, great accomplishment, as it goes round and it starts hitting all the beings everywhere. There are so many aspects of it. But when you hear Tulku Urgent teaching it, and when you understand, when the Buddha came, he couldn't teach Vajrayana. He said there'll be someone later, in the later century, who will come and teach Vajrayana. Vajrayana was taught for a purpose by Guru Rinpoche, because he said, we are in trouble. We have got really negative forces against us on this planet. He said, we have to have absolute Vajrayana blazing like fire to change the energy. And trust me, it changes the energy. When we do it in a group, it really changes the energy. So when we come now to the questions and answers, please feel free to ask lots of questions on what I'm doing, because I want to just do a little bit of the practice so that we can actually see. And, you know, if I could do Guru Rinpoche practice with you, if there was a lot of time, and maybe we could do it another day, but, you know, if I were to do it there, there are lots of practice that goes deeper and deeper. Now, if you go to Chenrézig practice, the long Chenrézig practice, then the long one has got a lot more than what we do. There are long practices. Just understand that these masters, when they were in Tibet, they would do practices for 3, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days at a time. One practice, on and on and on with concentration. And they'd have hot butter tea because it was freezing cold butter tea. Oh, when I got it, I didn't like it, It was so rich. But, they would go hour and hour and hours and hours doing the practice. And if you understand how this Vajrayana practice has been given us in this age so that we can really, really change our identity, and how important it is that it blazes like wildfire. And of course, the last thing is that it takes one single life. You can do it in one lifetime. You can attain enlightenment. So, Fee, let's put on the practice. I don't think I'm going to put it on my phone. I think we're just going to read some of the English to see exactly how this fits in with what I'm saying. Okay? Halden Sawi Lama Rinpoche. It's a short little prayer. And when you do it, what you're doing is you're saying right at the beginning, glorious, precious root Lama on the crown of my head, seated on a lotus and a moon. In your great kindness, accept me as your follower and grant me the siddhis of body, speech, and mind. Now, that's a beautiful prayer for all of you to start anything. As soon as you come into your shrine room in the morning, you should do that little prayer. Fiona will send it to you when she's home. She's in a hotel room or something, so it's very difficult for her. But that little prayer, Palden Tsawi Lama Rinpoche, is a very important prayer, and you should always come. The minute I walk into my shrine room, I go, Palden Tsawi Lama Rinpoche, Dagi Chiwo Pede Denshula, Kadrin Jempo Goneze Zungte, Kusum Tukche Nodru, Saldu Sol. And that you can say it in English. It's also okay. Okay? Glorious, precious root above my head on a lotus moon seat, you care for me with great kindness. Please bestow the siddhis of body, speech, and mind. A very good place. Thank you, Fee. Then you go on to Guru Rinpoche's 7-line prayer. We're not going to do it tonight. Why do you do the 7-line prayer of Guru Rinpoche before we start most of the pujas, most of the sadhanas? Because Guru Rinpoche brought these teachings. The 7-line prayer is one of the most powerful prayers you can do. So because he is the one who brought the teaching, he is the one we always give the 7-line prayer before we even start. But tonight we won't. But when we do it next time with any of the prayers we're doing, I'll alert you to that. So let's just go on taking refuge, Fee, if you can. That's Sangje, Chodang, Chochi, Chonamla, Changjo, Badu, Dani, Chapsunsi. Okay. And when you see the top, it says refuge and resolution to reach enlightenment. So what you're doing is, the minute you come in all the practices, you're taking refuge. You can take it on any level. You could just say, like in this one, let's all do it together. In the Buddha, Dharma, and noblest Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through the virtue generated by this meditation and mantra recitation, may I achieve Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. So important, because that is your refuge and your bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, your intention to help all beings. Okay, carry on. Carry on. So now everybody, I want you to go to the samadhi of suchness. So for half a minute, we haven't got time tonight, I want you to just, that samadhi of suchness, wow, come to that samadhi of such a beautiful, open, spacious, absolutely full of possibility, your essence. You start with that. And then you come to the actual practice, meditation on the deity. So every time you come, you take a minute to go to the samadhi of suchness to know that this practice is going to come out of you. So everybody together in English. Above my head and above the heads of all beings throughout space is a white lotus flower bearing a moon disk. Upon it is the syllable free, beautiful white tree, which becomes the most sublime Chenrézig, white, bright, radiating 5-colored lights, smiling, gazing with such great compassion, having one face, 4 arms. So you are describing it. Remember what I said, the samadhi of illumination. So never forget that this all comes out of the emptiness, and there is your seed syllable. The upper 2 arms are held together, and the lower holding a crystal rosary and white lotus, adorned with fine silken clothes and precious gems, wearing a gazelle skin as a mantlet, crowned with the glory of Amitabha. Amitabha's the Dharmakaya, Chenrézig is the Sambhogakaya level. Seated in the Vajra posture with an immaculate moon for a backrest, this is the essence of all sources of refuge fused together. Now you are now creating. Some of you might like to create it outside of yourself. I prefer it if you are creating yourself as this image. Okay, Fee, go on. Now you need to solicit Chenrézig's attention. So together, highest one, unblemished by fault and of white form, whose head is crowned by a perfect Buddha. You look upon beings with the eyes of compassion. I bow down to Chenrézig. And if it's in you, you're bowing down to Chenrézig in you. Through this one-pointed prayer, light radiates from the form of the Sublime One and purifies impure karma. Just see yourself, everything clearing in your life. Impure karma, impure appearances, and the deluded mind. So see this beautiful light clearing everything. The outer environment is the pure land of Deva Chen, and the body, speech, and mind of beings therein are the perfect form, sublime speech, and pure mind of mighty Chenrézig, and the indivisible union of appearances, sound, and vivid intelligence with voidness. They're your 3 samadhis all together. And when you've done that, now you're going to recite the mantra. The mantra, you don't have to put the Hri in this mantra, you're just going Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. You're visualizing everything as you're saying the mantra. You feel it clearing all your karma. You feel it clearing everything in your life. Everything is absolutely exquisite, completely formed with Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Remember, you are visualizing. You are in the land of Deva Chen. Carry on with your mantra. The outer environment is the pure land of Deva Chen. Everything is perfect, pure, equal, beautiful, perfect form, sublime speech, and pure mind of mighty Chenrézig. And all, you've got your union of appearances, sound, and vivid intelligence with voidness. Everything comes out of the void. The samadhi of illumination, the samadhi of the seed syllable, Om mani padme hum, 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 om mani padme hum. And the last one, you should do that a lot, at least 2 rosaries. If you're doing it more, if you can and you've got time, less if you can't. And the last one, as you give that last hum, you're dissolving everything back into the samadhi of suchness. So, Om, Mani, Peme, Ooh. Some teachers want you to stay there a long time. I remember Ekong Rinpoche teaching us that if you are there and thoughts start coming in, move on. That's why when I learned at Sami Ling, you touched the emptiness and then you went on to the rest of the practice. But if you are good at trekcho, at actually dissolving yourself into pure samadhi of suchness, emptiness, and remember, when you dissolve yourself in emptiness, I want you to listen to the sound in the emptiness. Just for a half a second, listen. If you listen to the sound, you'll hear the sound of emptiness. It's absolutely aware. It's alive. It's full of everything, because that is the real state of the samadhi of suchness, full of awareness, full of absolutely everything. It's not dead emptiness. It's space with awareness. And if you listen to the sound inside, you'll hear the sound. Okay, Fee, let's just go on a little bit. So now what happens is the transformation has taken place. My body, the body of others, and all appearances are the perfect form of the sublime one. The melody of the 6 syllables, all thoughts, the vastness of the great Jnana. So what's happened from your practice is you've just transformed everything into absolute purity. And when you're there, enter the purity. That's what we're trying to train in. We're trying to take our impure perception and train it into pure perception. And we are all absolutely blissful and perfect in this beautiful, beautiful land of bliss. And then we actually dedicate the roots of the virtue, and we go we go through this virtue. May I quickly achieve the realization of mighty Chenrézig, and may I bring every single being to that same state. Your beautiful wish, your aspiration, you're bringing everything for all sentient beings. And then you go to the dedication prayer. Now, all of you, if you learn this, not this part, the actual singing of the Devachen song, if you are in the bardos and let's say you didn't achieve, you didn't recognize, and now you've come to the bardo of becoming, trust me when I say that if you can sing this song, if you know it off by heart like I do, you sing that song in the bardos, and you will see all the beings of Chenrézig come and fetch you, and you will be in Devat Chen. Trust me for that. So let's read the dedication. Through the merit of doing this meditation and recitation, may I and all beings who have a link with me be miraculously born in Devat Chen. As soon as we cast aside these impure bodies, and just after birth there, may we perfectly complete the 10 bodhisattva levels and emanate in the 10 directions to accomplish the good of beings. Now, when you think about that, because of Amitabha and Chenrezig's aspiration, we really have a chance to go there in our minds. We have a chance. So the next one, we'll just sing it once tonight, Fee, and let's just sing it once. But if you look at it, let's just read the English and sing it once. How wonderful. Whenever you've got Emma Ho, it's how wondrous, okay? The wondrous Buddha of limitless light with the great compassionate Lord to his right and the Bodhisattva of great might to his left and is encircled by countless Buddhas and Bodhisattva in this pure land known as Devachen. The happiness, joy, and marvels are beyond all reckoning. As soon as I and others leave this life, may we be born in Devachen with none of the delays caused by another birth. Once there, may we behold Amitabha's face. May all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the 10 directions give their blessing that all this may come true without hindrance. And all of you know that song. It goes, Emmaho, Nonsa Sanje Nangwa Taye Dang Yesu Jo Che Chenpo Dan Yondu Sempa Tu Chen Top Namla Sangre Dang Sempam Ojiko Dechi Notsa Patu Mepaye Dewa Sindu Chedu Shinkam De Dakshen Dine Tempo Jumata Dewa Sinji Bama Toparu Deru Chene Sangtel Saltong Shok Deke Dagi Munlap Tapadi Choksu Sangje Dang Sem Dam Cheji Game Drupa Chinji Lap to Sol Teata Pensa Dria Awa Boda Naye So Ha. And you do that 3 times, okay? Just let me get that off. And then you do the next part, which is also just very quickly, just go to the next one. You do that 3 times. All the victorious ones and their sons in the direction, think of us. I rejoice in the completion of the 2 accumulations. There is your merit and wisdom, the 2 accumulations. Whatever virtue I've gathered in the 3 times, I offer it to the 3 jewels. May the Buddha's teachings spread. I dedicate all virtue to all beings. May they all achieve Buddhahood. Gathering all my roots of virtue, may they ripen in all of us. May the 2 obscurations, all your negative stuff, be purified and the accumulations completed. May we live long and may our realization increase. May we achieve the 10 deep bodhisattva levels in this life. Those are all the different levels. As soon as we have left this life, may we take rebirth in Dewachen. Once there, may we be reborn in an open lotus and achieve Buddhahood in that same body. After enlightenment and from then on, may we guide beings with our emanations. And you sing it. I sing it every day. I know it off by heart. And you sing it with all your love. And then you end, Fee, just let's end. Sorry that we've taken up a lot of the discussion time, but we can have lots of discussion afterward. Fee? Okay. Then we dedicate Sonam Die, whatever benefit arises from this practice, go to the benefit of all sentient beings. May they be freed from the ocean of samsara, stirred by the waves of birth, sickness, aging, and death. And then we go to the last little prayer, and this is a very shortened version where it goes, this is where you've now taken the whole practice, and this is where you are. So when you do this, when you leave your room, you are now in that state. Listen carefully and say the English words. And it goes, Nang chu sem chen tam che chen re zi dra dra tam che. So let's do it in English. The inner contents, all beings are Chenrézig. All sounds are the mantra of the 6 syllables without any reality, like a mirage, like a dream. Even this place is truly the realm of great bliss, just as if we are there being born here. Through meditating on pure appearances with happiness and enjoyment, karma and obscurations are purified. Om Mani Padme Hum Ri. And that's your practice. Just put me on to everybody. Look, that's a very short practice. If you go to the long Chenrézig, it goes rescuing all the people from all the realms and everything else. And then usually you do the 100-syllable alphabet at the end for any errors or omissions during the practice. Now, when you look at it, you walk away, you are elevated, you are floating. I saw you, Mary, doing your beautiful practice in English. Did you see Mary doing it? Full of joy, full of everything. This is what we've got in Vajrayana. Now, every time you do a practice, and you can do it in English, no problem if you do, no problem whatsoever. Those of you that don't want to do it in Tibetan, those of you that want the Tibetan, what's the name? I'll send it to you. You can have it on your phone and you can do it. If you want the prayers, Fiona will send you the prayers with pleasure. And do it. Enjoy it. Do it in English if you want. It doesn't matter. Do the 7-line prayer before, but this is our chance to go to identitylessness. Not identityless, because then you're like a chicken without a head. Identitylessness means I can be whoever I want at any minute of the day. I can leave this identity, especially when it's getting on my nerves. I can leave it behind and I can be this beautiful being. And really, you know, when I want to say something to someone, whenever I want to say something, I often think, now, what would Tara say? Tara in me, what would you say? Then you feel that mother light flowing through you and that action accomplishment flowing through you. You become the deity. And then, of course, for those very fortunate people who do it for a long time on retreat and everything, they become the deity and they see the deity, they experience the deity. And I was listening to Lama Lena on Tibetan dream yoga. Oh, you should hear her on the dream yoga. She goes, oh, you can meet the deities in your dream. They can give you instructions. You can go to Devachen. You can go to any of their pure lands. Just make them the aspiration before you go to sleep. And I realized how amazing. And then last night I was having such a funny thing because we were watching this movie, Women at War. It's so awful. That First World War was the most awful, awful war. And we were watching this woman at war. So we were near the end of it. We just watch a little bit whenever there's a spare time. And then in the end, all the good people in the movie got really into, you know, they really got cheated and everything. And I was very upset when I went to bed. So what I did in my dream state is I went and I created the ending of this movie. I just created all the baddies got into trouble, all the goodies really were able to liberate themselves and everything. And I thought, well, this life is a dream. So you can change it. In this moment, Pamela, you can change the dream, okay? In this moment, Cindy, you can change the dream. And Tanya, I'm so happy to see you. But it's really important. Even Av, when you're feeling lousy, you can change this dream. This is a dream. That's all we're in. And when you go into the tantric practice, you just let go. And you actually find yourself in this beautiful light, in the beautiful company of wonderful beings who've got enlightened body, speech, and mind. And that time that you spend is so beautiful. And then when you get up from your seat, you're taking it out with you. So it's really, really important. So let's dedicate for all sentient beings. Oh, There's so many that are in terrible, dire straits. The hostages, the children in Gaza, the people there, the people in Kiev and in all the places of the world, in Sudan, the starvation, in all the places of the world, there are people suffering, 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 and more suffering. And why are they suffering? Because they haven't, the wisdom has not dawned on them. So they keep creating the same old stuff with the same result, suffering. And the Buddha taught there is a place beyond suffering. And I will give you the practices to help you to get there. As soon as you've got the boat and you've crossed the river, you don't need the practices anymore. You could just be. So we dedicate, if there's anything that could come out for all the suffering beings, through this merit, may all beings attain omniscience. May all obscurations fall away from the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. From the ocean of samsara, may all beings be free. Sonam diye tamche zipane topne nepe tranam pamshene jeganachi balak dopaye sipe sole doa do warsho.